So, welcome back, guys, to another episode. Are you really excited?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is another elimination round. So, right now we're going to find out who lost the last round and who won.
So whoever loses this round, you will join the Council of Critics with Miranda. So that means that in future episodes, you'll be critiquing and offering, telling people what not to do. So are you guys ready to find out who won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who thinks it's them?
I think it's Daphne, probably.
That's a trick question. Would any of us not think we would win?
Or it could be...
Okay, it was not Dino. Sorry.
Close.
Kate, it wasn't you either. Jake, it wasn't you. You didn't win.
Surprise, surprise.
Dahlia, I'm sorry you didn't win.
It's okay.
And Daphne, you did not win. That means, John, you are the winner.
Congrats.
You and your mushroom won.
It was a magical mushroom.
It's a mellow mushroom.
To do number one, that really feels better than ever. I'm starting to feel funny about the competition because I don't want anyone to lose, and I sure don't want to lose.
Wow.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll be informing you later as to what your advantage is. All right, so now we can find out who the loser is. John, you are not the loser.
Really?
Daphne, you are not the loser. Dino, you are not the loser. And Dahlia, you are not the loser. So Kate and Jake, it comes down to you two. One of you is the loser and therefore eliminated. And so, Kate, you did not lose. So Jake, I know you hate losing, but I'm sorry. You're gonna have to give back your overalls and you lost.
It's okay. I saw this one coming. So, this is my exit interview.
Sorry, man.
Honestly, the painting, like comparing last challenge to the challenge from Your Gift is a Gift from December, I feel like that month I had been painting a ton and I felt like I was really in a flow. And then last month, I was so busy and I just didn't make time for painting. And I think that really reflected in the painting that I made.
So we'll miss you on here and
I'm not wearing any underwear.
it looks like you weren't prepared.
I think it's sad for anybody to be eliminated. I mean, I'm conflicted. Half of me is wanting to get to the part where we find out who wins, because I like that. But in order to get to that part, we have to eliminate people.
Aw, it's so sad.
I kind of thought that it would be him because his last painting was not the greatest. I felt like this feeling like he kind of gave up.
I thought Jake's painting was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't, I didn't think it was bad, honestly.
He's always engaged and active and talking and making jokes and making everything fun. So I think that we'll definitely miss that energy on the show.
I think that this is an awesome show and I feel really blessed to be part of it.
Okay.
Aww.
Hand him over. Bye, Jake.
Bye, Jake.
See you guys.
You did great. You did great.
See you.
Okay, now time for the explanation. All right, we made this month extra difficult. And
Things have not been hard so far.
this is definitely the most challenging challenge yet. So as you guys know, the theme of this month is February Focus, and everyone is painting portraits, and they're painting how they, see themselves, like their true identity. So in this challenge, you guys are all going to be painting a self-portrait, and it has to be a picture that you're going to take shortly after this. So we're going to have a selfie self-portrait session where you're going to be taking pictures. So it can't be anything from the past. It has to be what you do today. and you only have 3 hours, so not 4 hours this time, only 3 hours. And the most difficult part of the whole challenge is you're gonna be doing this with only drawing materials. So no painting.
The whole time.
What the heck?
Well-
Do you want us to have stuff that looks good?
And so you'll be working on paper, and you cannot have it pre-drawn. So you will have a plain white sheet of paper, start to finish, in front of the cameras, every single bit of it. And you have to, it's a selfie self-portrait, so you have to take your own picture. And it can't be, you can't dig through your files and find, you know, previous self-portraits, Kate, or selfies.
I think it should be fine. I have an idea.
Yeah, so.
It's not going to be that hard, I don't think.
So we understand this is super challenging. This is where we get to see, you know, who is the outstanding artist, right? And this is an elimination also. So keep that in mind. And
Can we use any pens, or it's literally just like charcoal and...
any drawing materials at all.
So pens.
Okay.
So Karen Dash?
Crayons,
Okay.
anything.
Well,
Karen
then
Dash?
I got this.
Okay, cool. You can use water-soluble graphite. You can use water-soluble,
we
you
can
know,
use
Caran d'Ache.
Water mixed in, like.
You can use water
Oh,
mixed in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but no inks, no acrylic, no paint.
That's a good idea.
And they're responsible for their own materials, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting choice for your subject.
I bet your advantage is that you get to use paint, and then
No, it wouldn't be.
I'm fine that I didn't win. Like, I think I honestly didn't like my painting very much. I was thinking I would be towards the bottom, honestly. And I do think my dad's painting was really good. And like, it was like, I don't know, really balanced from the beginning. So I thought he would win. And I mean, I don't know what place I was at, like towards the top, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was like second to bottom.
The reason we have you all here sitting in a panel-like situation is we thought it would be really great for art club members to kind of get to know you guys a little bit more and to get to know you on a deeper level. The art club members have seen you go through different challenges and face, you know, hot days, cold days, painting with mittens on, you know, having to switch paintings around, and you know, we've thrown a lot of stuff at you, right? And you guys have all dealt with it in your own way, according to your own personality. And so I thought we just thought this would be like a great opportunity for, you know, for everybody to get to know you better, but through each other's eyes. So we're just gonna ask you just kind of like interview questions about each other. So you don't have to talk about yourselves, you get to talk about each other. Okay, Kate, let's start with you.
me?
Yeah. Okay, Kate, what do you think? Daphne has been a pretty fierce competitor, right? She's been near the top, if not at the very top, in almost every challenge. What do you think we know what her strengths are, right? Well, first tell us what you think her strengths are, and then tell us what you think her weaknesses are.
I think her strength in this show that she is always so calm and peaceful, but at the same time she's confident, and I feel like she doesn't care about all drama. She's like, okay, I'm just going to paint, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. What about what do you see her weakness?
I don't know. I don't see it.
You don't see a weakness?
Yeah. What it could
That
be.
could be a weakness, that you don't speak out enough or don't show your character enough.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, maybe you just don't like, you're not really like exuberant or like expressive maybe. Like you could express your feelings more.
But if it's her personality, like to be like calm and like peaceful, that she has like to act?
Well,
Or just to,
But
for
the-
people to get to know her more?
No, the thing is, I think what she does maybe is also, Daphne can be saying really funny and like just, she can be acting like on the spot in an outgoing way, but it's more like out of, I mean, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but maybe it's out of like a slight fear or like a worry that if you do say something and it's like not like.
Not really. I honestly just, in this, I'm just focusing, I guess. I'm taking the challenge more serious than like trying to be a.
She's task oriented.
Dino, what do you think Freezy's strengths are in this show, and what about his weaknesses? Because, you know, I've seen you and him be a little bit, not feisty with each other, but...
I think that his strengths are he's very funny, very like life of the party. Everyone just loves him. He's just such a lovable guy, and he's also a really good artist. He's very talented, and he just can make anything look good, like in a short amount of time. But I do think that some of his weaknesses are he is a bit controlling, but I guess that's just because he wants the best for everyone, but sometimes it can be a bit irritating. And also, he is a bit paranoid sometimes. He gets like upset about small things, and
Yeah, I agree.
I think he could focus on the big picture more.
Certain things like being too close to other people while painting, or
Having someone paint over his painting that he spent a lot of time on.
someone else spraying varnish inside.
Don't count on your fingers. That's everyone has tons of things. Maybe not Daphne, but like
They're little things,
a
though.
lot
It's just
of
little
yeah.
things.
It's normal to have weaknesses, and I think every single person has a weakness, and probably multiple weaknesses.
Dahlia, I would like to know, what do you think is Freezy's greatest accomplishment in his lifetime?
In his lifetime?
Yeah.
That's a very, very.
How old are you? 53?
52.
52. He's 52. What would you say his greatest accomplishment is in his lifetime? What do you see it as?
It sounds really cheesy, but in my opinion, I think it's like from all the stuff you've been through in your life, how great of a dad you are to all of us.
Yeah.
Because,
Aw, I agree.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It is the thing I admire the most about him, even though I really love his art style. He has so much to offer, and not just in how he's funny or anything, he's just so loving, and he didn't get that kind of love in his life from people, and so I don't know that he like believes it when people give him the love. It's like he can't fully trust it, and so that's why I cry when I think about it, because I just really want him to hear it and understand it.
Uh-oh, now everyone's crying.
Such a serious question.
That's what I thought.
I've always felt like being a father was a big accomplishment, and all my children have grown, and so I was very touched and felt so strongly about the same thing that she was saying. I didn't really say anything at the moment, but I sure feel good about it.
Okay, Daphne, talk about Dino. Where do you see him going in his life? Like, he has so many abilities and talents and interesting characteristics. Where do you see him 5 years from now?
I think that he'll definitely be some kind of a leader because he is very naturally, even with us, he always wants to be like, helping with leading whatever we're doing, and sometimes it clashes with everyone else because pretty much all of us want to do that. But I think like once he finds his thing, whatever it is, like, his part in anything he's doing, that he'll be like really good to just be like, I don't know, pushing something, like making stuff happen, and he's really good at working with people, like, I don't know, connecting and like coordinating and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know what exactly, like.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that, you know, if you ask Dino, like, what is his biggest pain or frustration, you know, within this dynamic or his family, he would feel like nobody listens to him and he can't get anybody to do anything. And, you know, sort of like being the youngest, you feel like people don't respect your
I feel
your
like
leadership, but yet your older sister just said that she sees you being this incredible leader. So
yeah,
how does that make you feel?
makes me feel really good. Like, it's very reassuring. I think it's really nice to hear someone else's perspective. But I don't feel like I'm not heard. I just feel maybe more misunderstood. Like, people don't understand me more than, like, they hear me, but they don't understand.
Or they don't, like, they listen, they hear it.
Yeah.
But they hear you, but they don't listen. They don't, like, do what you tell them to do, kind of thing. I think, though, like, once you have more experience with things, people will be like, you have good, like, you have all the good things of a leader. And so once you have experience, basically, then we'll follow you.
Thank you.
Yeah, extreme leadership a little early.
I know
Never
that
too early.
when he and I go out for a drive or something, he's like telling us play by play what we're doing. I just follow along.
Breezy, what is something that you really admire about Kate?
Ellie and I have watched Kate growing for so many years, and so she's very important to us. And I would say that she is so courageous to take chances, leave a country and come to the United States, pursuing art as her career and just getting better every single day and making a huge amount of paintings, the most huge amount, and so much energy and time put into her work.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so you and Dahlia are, you know, the closest in age, and you guys have, you know, been buddies throughout the years, and you have a lot of similar interests, and I know she's a very fierce defender of you. I've seen her go to the mat for you a million times. What is your very favorite thing about spending time with Dahlia?
I think my favorite thing about Dahlia is how just unique she is, and she just doesn't really care like what other people think. Like, she just is the way she is, and she just she has such like a beautiful and unique style, and her art really reflects that as well. It's very like just super creative and unique, and she is also very loyal, I feel like, to the people who she loves, which is also a very good thing to have.
Kate, so you're gonna have a new sister soon.
Yeah.
So
First I was thinking, my parents adopting someone? I didn't know about that.
That means, no, it's 8 sisters, or 9. No, also, Jean is also 10 sisters.
Oh.
So you'll have another new sister soon. What are you looking forward to in your relationship with Dahlia?
Yeah, I'm so excited that Dahlia and Elijah, they're moving to Miami. So I have another friend in Miami, and I'm excited that we will be able to spend more time and going out and going to the beach. And yeah, I think it will be like next level of relationships. Besides being just friends, we're going to be a family. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Breezy, how does Dahlia inspire you with her art?
Every time I go near to Dahlia's painting area, I study the works for a long time, and I pick up on these stories that are being told. So it's this atmosphere that is very unique, as Dino says, where you have figurative, you have some parts of the figures missing. So I think, oh, I gotta put this, I would put this. But then I realize it's so modern and contemporary because it has elements that no one else has. And that's why she has the challenge where, what do I do next? Because there's so much thought being put into each one. So I get all inspired to watch that happening and see each one progress. That makes me want to paint.
Kate, how does Dino's art seem most like him? Like, what are the attributes of Dino's art that really fit into what you know about Dino?
All his paintings are done with excellence, and he put a lot of time and effort, and it's really high quality. And I've seen like how he's priming his canvas and how he's serious about picking a canvas or buying high quality oils. So he likes everything high quality, and I can see it in his artworks and in him, even like when he cooks or when he's making jewelry or other stuff, or even how he talks to people. Yeah, I can see a lot of what's that word?
Similarities.
Yeah, yeah, I can see a lot of similarities. Thank you.
Cool. Okay, Dino, what is your most favorite thing about Daphne's art?
Oh,
how
there's
does it
so many
speak to you?
different things. I have to think about the biggest one because there's so many things about her art that I like. I think one of my favorite things about Daphne's artwork is just how well she executes the abstract part of her artwork. I just really love all of her mark making and just the atmosphere and depth that she creates in her abstract. There's just so much layers to it, and I can just it's so nice to see all of those different layers built on top of each other. And it's something that I cannot do. It's almost like my hug. I cannot do that kind of artwork. It's so hard for me. So it's so nice. I admire it so much in your artwork. To see all of those different layers of abstract and marks that you make, and also your colors are just really beautiful and tasteful.
Thanks.
Dahlia, what about Kate's artwork? What are your favorite things about her artwork and how it relates to her and her voice?
Well, I really love the story of how Kate transitioned, and she continues to transition in her art, because when you started off way more tight and it was all these paintings that took you a very long time, and it was more of your opposite, and then the transition to where you are now was really fun to watch, just breakthrough after breakthrough. And the times where you spend less time on your art, it's you love it more. The painting, you love the painting more the less time you spend. And it's not even, it's that, I like that challenge of the idea in someone's head to think that sounds wrong at first. How can you spend less time and it's more special? But it's just the way that you do it and how free everything is. And I definitely still believe that you put all your heart into it. It just is this thing in the moment that moves. It's this all about movement and freedom. And I think that fits in your personality too. I think that you are free and you just do what you like with your life. And I like how that, and it's just something about the way that both of them look, how your art looks and how you look, it matches. Just something I don't know exactly how to explain, but yeah.
Thank you.
And Daphne, what about Freezy's art? How do you see that relating to who he is deep inside?
Well, I actually never thought about that before with you, with your, I really like your style. I even think the way that you do doodles and all the abstract stuff has influenced my work, because even the kind of music that you listen to, I like that kind too, and it kind of goes into the art. But I really like all of that. Like, when you look at the painting, it's really cool. It has a cool style overall, but then when you look closer, there's like a ton of little things and like, you know, patterns and doodles and all kinds of stuff. Not doodles, drawings. All kinds of cool stuff.
Doodly doodly.
And I guess that's how you are as a person. Like when people first meet you, you're like nice, you're like interesting, whatever, overall. But then when you start to when people get to know you more, you really you have a lot more to you, and
Got to keep one foot on the brakes.
really funny and all kinds of just stuff that you don't like. You're not like a person that's just out there expressing your personality all the time, but you really are. It's just in a kind of like a quiet way or something. I don't know if that makes sense.
One foot on the brake.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Sometimes you want to share it all at once, but you got to just share a little bit there. Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting.
We don't always talk about those kind of things. Like, it's nice to hear from other people what they think about each other.
It was nice to sort of hear all those good things about people, because sometimes you might forget those things about yourself. I think that can be very helpful in what you need to grow on, or what you need to continue doing in your art and just in your daily life.
All right, so here we are about to start these self-portraits. Are you guys ready? So just to reiterate what the goals are, you can use any drawing material. You can use color, it could be black and white, basically pens, markers, charcoal, pencils, graphite. It can be water soluble. It can be, you just can't use ink, as in ink from
Acrylics,
acrylics,
oil paint.
Nothing considered paint. So if you guys are unsure about a material, you can just ask us. And you have just raw paper here. It's not primed with anything, and ready for you to draw. Some of you have skill tools. Some of you are just winging it with no printed source.
What is his advantage?
Yeah, I'm about to say it. Freezy gets an advantage because you are the winner. Are you ready? You're gonna like this. You're gonna like it a lot. It's a new truck. It's a selfie stick, is that what you said?
That wouldn't be an advantage.
Your advantage is, number one, you obviously get to have your own easel to yourself, so nobody will be, elbowing you or shaking your easel, so you won't have anything to be irritated about, and you get to listen to music.
So you can have your AirPods. He had them ready. How did
somebody tell you?
No.
All right.
No.
I was hoping it would happen.
Okay, so
That's cool.
the rest of you have to sing to yourself.
We're just having a little conversation so that all the people in art club can get to know you more personally and in depth, and just in contrast to being out there with everyone else. Now we're just one-on-one, so I don't know how to start this out. It's I could go into a deep question, or
questions. Go ask me 50.
50 questions.
One after the other. I'll answer all of them. It'll be 1, 2, 3. You're right. Get ready.
Okay. Do you like beards?
Yeah, but I have a hard time keeping it on my face.
Do you like plaid shirts?
Yes, I do. Thanks for asking. That is one of my favorites.
Do you like exploring the woods?
All the time.
Do you like getting lost?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you like puppies?
I do.
Do you like kitties?
Yeah, a little bit.
Horses?
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
Skunky squirrel monkeys.
Okay, let's get more serious. Okay, so for
Lemurs?
the self-portrait that you're about to do, what are you like? Does it scare you at all, or you just feel like, oh, you can do it, no problem? Like,
No,
are you gonna? I'm
very
asking, are you going to paint or draw yourself with sunglasses?
I didn't think of that. I didn't bring any this time.
Okay, good.
I thought I would use a banana like a telephone. I tried that.
So, are you scared about it, or?
I am concerned because I have done some self-portraits. They get better each time, but I don't know the parameters or what is the details. I'm getting information only when I need it before I start, so I'm kind of in the air, not knowing where I will land.
Everybody's expecting big things out of you because it's drawing.
And you have music.
And you have music.
Be in your own world.
You know, you're coming off a big win. All the pressure's on you to win again. We'll see what happens.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
See if you fold under pressure. You can keep it together.
So guys, I am setting the timer for 1 hour, and then you'll take a short break. Okay?
Very short.
And ready, set, go.
Okay, Dino. So this is just a little interview to help people get to know you on a more deeper level and, you know, understand your heart and what's behind this good-looking 15-year-old young man. So are you excited to do a self-portrait?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I did it in the master program, but
You haven't done one
I haven't
since-
done one in a long time. I don't paint portraits, so.
Yeah. So you normally don't do portraits, and you normally oil paint, not draw, and normally no self-portraits.
I actually do draw a lot in the
In your
beginning of
sketchbook
my.
and stuff.
No, just in the beginning of my paintings.
Oh, okay.
Like so, and I have a very easy time with proportions. I feel like I learned a lot from the program, like in the proportions part, and I feel really confident in my drawing skills. I don't feel, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I have a very easy and fun time drawing.
What about on your facial features or hair or like anything that's going to be involved in your portrait? Do you have any insecurities or thoughts towards your own face that are negative?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Mainly, like I'm happy with the way I look. I'm confident. You know, like everyone is unique in their own way, and I don't think anyone should focus on their insecurities. That'll just make them feel worse about themselves. I think you should just be confident in the way that you look, and like that's just the way you're made, and to just be confident in that. And like beauty comes from within. It's not like if you're a beautiful person on the inside, it'll show through. That's just what I believe. If I did have a say and I could change something about myself, I would probably say it would be my jawline. I don't feel like I have a very pronounced jawline, and that's something that's always kind of bothered me. But I just think when I get older, maybe it'll be, different. But for now, I think right here, I'm like self-conscious, like right here. But I don't know. Other people could look past that, I'm sure. It's a small thing.
Yeah, and things like that change, definitely.
We want to hear just, how you view yourself. So every time, when you paint a self-portrait, all your for everybody, anytime you're painting your self-portrait, you just paint how you see yourself, all those little things are magnified. So it's going to be interesting today and tomorrow to see, everything that comes out in your painting. But what would you say is your best feature that you what would you say is your best feature?
I don't know. I don't know. It used to be my favorite thing was my hair, but my hair's been having a lot of issues. So I think that overall in general, since I did one self-portrait in my life, and it was a while ago, and it was in the mastery program, and when I did it, I was very insecure about myself. It was the worst time in my life for my insecurity about myself, and so it didn't look good, and it looked like I really, really looked like a guy. I made myself look like a guy. So this time I'm way more confident about myself. I have overall I have confidence over my looks, so I think it'll go better. But
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit just worried to without any paint. Yeah, drawing is not my strong suit.
Daphne, I know that you have a passion and deep interest in, art and sort of psychology and spirituality and how like people view themselves, identity. You are the manager of the entire coaching team we have, and you deal a lot with people and their growth and personal growth and development. So it's a topic you know a lot about. Do you find it hard to take those same skills and apply them to yourself?
I feel like I naturally, we were even talking about it the other day, like naturally I kind of analyze everyone, even myself, when people have conversations, like how they respond, or like, I think I'd probably do it less for myself.
But you feel like you have good self-awareness?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Wow, get to listen to music?
No, he's so happy.
What you gonna listen to, Freezy?
I have a huge playlist of favorites. I'm just gonna hit that, or maybe The Clash, or maybe The Smiths.
So many choices.
What do I do?
Are you nervous?
Depends on your questions.
Are you worried I'm gonna say something embarrassing? No? Okay. First question I have for you is, are you excited about doing a selfie?
Oh yeah, I already took a bunch of selfies.
You're sort of known around here as the selfie queen.
Yeah.
We have this video of Kate that's really hysterical from, I think it was your second trip to Greece. And we tease her all the time about selfies because she takes selfies like constantly and in every circumstance. And it's actually fun and it's good. It's good marketing. So, you're a professional artist, you have to do a lot of selfies. But anyway, we have this video of her with a mask on and her lips are like all funny because the mask is pushing on them. So she's like this with this mask, for snorkeling, and she's going. We have video of it, and she's unaware that we took video of it, and then it actually made it in the Greek video that we made. So anyway, very funny. Do you have your phone on you? Yeah. Can you look up on your photos selfies?
Yeah, I don't take a lot, but
I want to see how many selfies you have.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to count them. There's a spot that says how many there are.
Oh, you just want to know how many?
Yeah.
613. But a lot of them are like...
Daphne, guess how many I have on my phone? What? 618.
That's funny. A lot of them are like this. Like,
yeah,
they count that.
Well, because you're a professional artist. You have to take lots of pictures of yourself.
There's me.
That one doesn't count. That one's fraudulent.
Yeah, or like...
That's not you. What is iPhone? What's up with iPhone? Come on, that's clearly not Daphne. Can you take out your phone? Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah. Do you want to see my selfies?
No, I want you to pull up selfies on your iPhone and let's see how many selfies you have. We're doing a comparison.
Okay. Okay, just 5,382.
Let me see this. 5,000. How many? 382. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of selfies.
It's from a few years.
Dino, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
So can you pull up in your photos selfies? And tell us how many selfies you have.
110.
110.
110.
Can you?
But not all of those are me.
Can you take a guess as to how many selfies Kate had?
6,000.
You're really close. It was 5,328.
Oh.
So that's not very many selfies. I don't think you take that many selfies, huh?
Well, I take a lot, and then I choose the best one, and I delete all the rest.
Oh.
So they're like having to do for art or bio pictures or like for Instagram. I'm pronouncing my jawline very much in this one. I'm projecting.
Here's a deeper question. Is there something about yourself that you'd like to change? What's like one thing that you think about often that's something that you'd like to change?
That's a good question. First thing I would say is that I want to have unstoppable energy, so I'm trying to work on myself that way, making healthy choices and getting more energy that way. Good rest, because the amount of art that I want to make, I have to be able to have the stamina to
So
put
it's
in
energy?
8 to 10 hour days on art.
5,300. I think you might win the award on most selfies.
Yeah, maybe I should do some online classes.
Yeah, you should actually. Kate's actually given me lessons on how to do selfies. Kate, show us what's the selfie look you were teaching me.
So first, you need to relax your face. So then find your, like how you say, working side or?
Yeah, your best side.
Yeah, find your best side. Then
I'm sorry, but your face doesn't look relaxed.
Yeah. Then do this look at the camera really mysterious. And look at your audience kind of like through them. Like I can't
She's tried to teach me, and like I'm doing what she says, and I'm through the camera. And they don't turn out, so. But your selfies are actually very good.
Thank you.
So what are you most afraid of or like kind of dreading about this challenge and doing the self-portrait?
Well,
Is it the time restraint or the materials?
For a drawing, 3 hours is fine. It's just fine. But to not have any paint, I'm like worried about my features being flat on my face, and so I'll have to do a lot of shading, which I'm not like very comfortable with because shading makes you look dirty usually. So then I have to include pens. So I'll just have to figure it out.
Everyone's so quiet and focused.
It's because we're doing proportions, we have to focus. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound rude.
We're doing proportions, we have to focus.
I am a little bit insecure about my nose because I might just try to do a profile like view because like head on it can just look like a plain flat, just like there isn't like definition like how some people have like a very rounded nose or whatever. So
That's so interesting to hear that because I don't think that at all about your nose.
but I got a nose ring so that I would be less insecure about it, and it did help. Like I was the most on my face. My worst like insecurity was my nose, but I'm fine with it profile wise. So I'll probably try to paint or draw it on a profile.
When you're going to do your selfie portrait today, what features do you want to emphasize on and what features do you want to de-emphasize on?
I want the features of my face to be less rounded and chubby and jolly. So I want to be having
Chiseled.
features that stand out with a light source, a strong light source, a nice shadow under. I was going for the dramatic light source outside.
Okay.
I do want it to look like me.
Looks pretty good. I would say you made your cheeks a little too big.
My cheeks.
Yeah, like if you measure the distance from here to here and compare it to like your eye width, and then if you like drop a line, I think your eyes are too wide. So like, let me show you.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna touch it. Just if you look at here to here, I'm going from the corner of your eye to the corner of your eye, and I measure it from the corner of this mouth here. Okay, see how it gets to about this line of your cheek. So if we take that, it's one pencil. So now your cheek would have to go out here.
No, too far. I'm dropping this line here.
Yeah.
I'm using that for this.
So your eyes are more like here to probably.
That's an eye, but that's skin fat.
I'd say your mouth is here. Your mouth is too narrow. This mouth goes to there. This is your mouth.
No.
You can take my advice or leave it. It's up to you.
You're drawing all
There's your eye.
You're drawing on there.
And then your cheek can be there. Those proportions
now
are
I got
correct.
clown makeup. I got prison inmate. Get your hand off there.
Okay.
Ellie, why'd you do it? I said don't. You just smudged all in there. I don't use eraser. I don't.
Well, I thought you might want good proportions.
I thank you for the good proportion advice.
The theme is to draw the real you. So what does that mean to you? Like, if you were to draw the real you, who is that person? Who is Kate? Who's the real Kate?
It's definitely been the most quiet part of filming.
If you had to choose, let's say, 3 words that best described you, what are those 3 words?
Okay, I would say creative, peaceful, and deep. Yeah, and how I see painting my selfie, I want to be like calm, but at the same time confident, and minimalistic, but something bold.
What is something that you really like to change about yourself, or something that you are working on inside?
Well, it's funny that Dino said that he sees me as not caring what other people think, because I think that's the most, that's the thing about myself that I'm trying to work on. Because I do care a lot about what other people think, and it was way stronger in the past, and it's always getting better, but I would love to be really, really free and just not care at all, because it really doesn't matter what other people think.
Something was all wrong, but like, right? You don't use. It sounds like your skill tool is uncalibrated.
Yeah, but everything I'm trying is like way, way too big of a distance, and I don't know how to trust it because it's not. I just don't feel like I can trust the tool. Even like the depth or the width of everything is like really dramatic. So do you spend like a lot of time like maybe overthinking things, or like are you really introspective about yourself? And
Yeah, I inspect my inner self.
Yeah.
I think about it a lot, but I think that with like looking too much and like overthinking everything, I can make
myself, like talk myself out of everything.
Wait, can you please pause? I can't see anything to do. It's like you're doing it really light and super abstract. So all that you're like drawing on here, I can't see because I have all of this. I prefer if you just like flipped it over or like erased everything first because it's all too harsh. So they can't get rid of any of these lines now. So. It's like self-sabotage. So that is what I pay a lot of attention to. Yeah. About myself. So it kind of goes into a cycle. Yeah. And so whenever I do look into myself, I'm trying to look into it in a healthy way instead of just like picking on myself all the time. Yeah, I think a lot of people can struggle with that. Yeah. And me too. Yeah. I thought you were just saying not to do big things.
So here's the corner of the eye. Well, you got to plot where your eyes, nose, and mouth are.
Well, okay, last time, like what I was doing is like I did this, and I did this, then the neck.
Like, yeah, but it has to be in proportion to each other. So you have to find a standard of measurement. I was using the tip of your nose. So I know that this distance to this distance is solid. The distance from here to here is solid, right? So use the tip of your nose to measure from here to here, to measure from here to here, from here to here. If you change it up all the time and go from here to here, and then from there to there, you may not have these in the right spot. So you find one standard of measurement, the tip of the nose. So that's what I would measure all things from the tip of the nose, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay. Do you find that you spend time thinking about yourself and your reactions to things, or how you think, or ways to improve, or?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I could do it more. I think everyone could. Like I said, there's always room for improvement, but I try to. When I try to be aware, and I just try to focus on how to be better.
So, can I see pencil real quick? Now, you live in a very interesting environment for most people your age, and you know you are self-taught, right? You stopped going to traditional school. How old were you? Like 10, 11, and you've pretty much educated yourself, and you're probably one of the most educated people in the family, to be honest. Bigger than here. So you gotta watch that. If you look at your photo, you're tipped back. So this part of your face is foreshortened.
Yeah, this part is.
So compare, measuring like from your chin to the base of your nose.
Dimitra, Daphne, and Dahlia definitely set the bar pretty high, I feel like. But I really admire them and I look up to them a lot. So it's encouraging to see the rest of my family, and you, of course, achieving such great things. You and my dad have been such like a figures that I've been looking up to for such a long time, and I know that it's like success doesn't just happen overnight, and you have to work for it.
Just compare proportions, and like I said, you're tipped more. What's an area in yourself that you would like to grow in? You just feel like you need to grow in this area, and like an area of your life that you're working on.
I think patience. Like I always want things to just come, like just right away. Like I'm a D, so I like want things to just like come right away. I'm not a very patient person. It like maybe I seem calm sometimes, like I am maybe a little patient, but I'm really not very patient, and I think that's definitely an area I could grow in.
Yeah, but you moved it, so it's at 1 o'clock. This is 12:30. 1 o'clock?
Like that?
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, Daphne. You may not like this. Do you want me to tell you? What is it? Is there any part of your features or your face that you just feel like, I don't know, like, or do you just love every part of your face? Like it's usually people have something they don't love.
Well, I think I have a okay face. Like I don't have many like kind of insecurities about my face, but I think I have done self-portraits before, and even just regular portraits, I usually make the eyes way too big, and then it just looks weird. So I feel like, I don't know, it might happen, but
So
I don't think my eyes are too big in real, well, maybe I do deep down, but I don't know.
You do have big eyes, and you've kind of been told that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, but big eyes are sort of desirable.
Yeah, I guess sometimes
not like-
when I paint it, it looks too much or something, like cartoony.
The tip of your nose is up a little bit. Yeah, your nose goes like this more.
So you think in your portrait, if anything's gonna happen, your eyes will be too big.
Probably.
So now they might be too small. Because you're being conscious of it. Yeah. Whenever I do self-portraits, I don't know why, but I always end up drawing something that looks like my dad or like my brother. It's like not feminine. It's not, and I don't think of myself that way. I think of myself as feminine. Like I don't battle that at all. But for whatever reason, every time I draw myself, I'm like, ugh, that's my dad, you know?
Well, you don't have your eyelid in. I think the tip of it's about here. Okay. Pretty good though, pretty good. And then this corner, you want to get that big, that's about right here. Okay. I mean, your proportions are good.
How does your outer appearance and your choices and what you wear relate to who you are on the inside?
Like as you see, I have these sandals, then I have this funny socks, and I think it's totally relate for who I am inside. And lately I'm more free with my outfits.
Like you did your eyes like this, but they're tipped, everything's tipped.
I just really like sparkles and glitters, and for some reasons I'm really attracted to this. And lately I'm becoming like more free, like to use glitter like on my face. Even before I used to think like, oh, like using glitter like is cheesy and it's like for teenagers or for little girls. And now I overcame this and how it's connected. Like if I like it and if I, for some reasons I feel really attracted to this, now I'm feeling like free. Okay, I can get covered by all sparkles and it's just who I am, and I really like it and I enjoy it. Before, I used to have some insecurities about how I look, but if I can't change something, I should change my mindset.
You're not listening to music?
I forgot.
To the general like public, like to just everyone that sees me, I seem like I'm very like I want authority and I want to like change your mind and I want to be like this influential, like boisterous, like opinionated person that's like in your face, like a D. But I feel like on the inside, what I actually am and what I actually feel that's the true me is I'm actually a lot more relaxed, and I'm not actually. Like, I feel like that's sort of a insecure part of me, like that wants to control things. Even though it may seem that way to a lot of people, I feel like I'm beginning to be a lot more a lot more slow and a lot more careful. And I
feel like my artwork is reflecting that.
I do want to be the one with the most friends of all times, of all history, and I don't want to be the one making trouble and being abrasive or being like a sandpaper.
Sandpaper. Okay.
What is something that you feel like you wish people could know about you, you know, maybe an art club or whatever, that you feel like a lot of people don't know about you for whatever reason?
I don't know how people. I don't know how people see me, because I feel that sometimes I can be really funny and making some jokes, and sometimes it's funny, and sometimes people can think that I'm so serious and don't smile, and I just want to say that it's both.
Can you please come here really quick? If I fix this one thing, then I can get loose, but it's all right here. It's like, I feel like this is pretty accurate. The nose is what I've been measuring from. Like, so the nose from here to here, I measured that line, it should come here. But then from here, the lip is like this. So then my mouth is left with a giant gap, which isn't actually how it is.
Yeah, so you're...
But like when I measure the lips like this, or I measure from here, that's
Can I get in there?
Yeah.
Can I be slightly faster? Yeah, because you can.
I just think that pencil's really dark and it's really fun too. It's pretty dark. Suze is very far along. It's like, no, it's good. It's not funny. It's good. I'm saying like look at mine or Dino's. I'm just trying to. Oh, and Kate too.
I mean, mine's getting there, Dahlia. It's not like that far behind.
I was so like I guess the word is like cocky at first. I was like, oh, I could finish the whole thing in 1 hour. How do you even, I guess just from so much time, right? I just feel like that would have taken me the rest of the time to get. Except, I don't think it dips in that much right here.
Yeah, well then change it. You're probably right.
It chin doesn't dip in that much. Chin's actually.
I mean, these are very tricky lips, just so you know.
Yeah, I have very weird. I mean, it's at a straight angle that way. It's like. I thought it.
Better than having easy lips to paint.
Yeah, this is hard.
Yeah.
If you had done a profile like Daphne, it would have been easier.
Yeah, no.
Daphne's very strategic. Everybody should just watch what Daphne does.
No, I tried to do a profile. I thought this was a profile, but it's not. It's the hard kind of profile where you have this much of the face.
Mine's foreshortened, okay, so that's difficult.
Oh, I didn't see yours. What's, oh yeah, yours is at a very.
Mine's at an angle and it's foreshortened, so. Have a chance to show everyone my skills.
Okay, you had your chin out too much.
And then
That looks kind of cute.
I think it's right here that's messed up. That part is like.
Well, you didn't draw in all your nose, so you have to like find the ball of your nose. And then you have to get the.
Now my hair looks better than this. Experience with
Nice, right?
Well, we also we raised that, so.
It looks great. I stand back.
Yeah, that's my best help. These are looking good, you guys. They all look like you.
Before you get like so far
don't even know, like a lot of you guys don't see it as much, but I think that I'm a lot more funny than people think. Like I'm a lot more like, not funny like I have good jokes, but like goofy and like weird, you know? Like I think I come across more as like serious and like down to business, but I'm not all the time.
Could you please come here? Mine doesn't at all. Like this part, I like over and over and over again. And even when she helped me, it's like your eyes. I know everything.
But I am worried, like the first time I did a self-portrait, I accidentally made a mustache on myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because of all like the darks and everything, because I had like a shadow and yeah, so that is stressful.
10 seconds left. Just until we have a break. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's definitely psychological when you're doing a self-portrait, and if I were to go do it, I would just flip it upside down from the beginning, because I've done a few self-portraits and I definitely share all their pain. It's very difficult.
Both Dimitra and I, when we do self-portraits, we go through that. I mean, I've seen Dimitra break down many times trying to do a self-portrait, and I don't have a good time either. And both of us, when we were actually filming ourselves having to do self-portraits, we both struggled a lot.
You guys had a nice short break, and we're gonna get started again really soon. We thought we'd give you a few tips, general tips for everybody, and also back home, if you on Art Club, as you're trying portraits. A great tip at this stage, once you have all your proportions in, you've sort of, you know, muddled your way through that first phase of getting your proportions down. You can, I think it's a good idea to stand back and look at it. You can also turn your painting upside down, your drawing upside down, and look at it upside down. And that's an easy way to tell if there's something strange about it. Also, I want to know that everybody here chose, we didn't tell them how to execute this, and every single person chose to begin really, really tight with graphite, measuring, drawing, trying to get it to look exact. And you don't have to do that. I mean, if I was gonna go about drawing this, I probably would have started with scribbles and washes and very loose and
Washes with paint?
with water-soluble crayons, yeah. And I would have let things kind of drip and made it sort of impressionistic on where I felt like things were and worked my way towards that accuracy. I probably would, or maybe I would have started with, you know, charcoal and just smudging things and pulling and erasing out of it. So I thought it was interesting that everybody started really, really tight. But for Art Club, you know, there's a lot of ways to go about this, and I think as a general rule, it's good to start loose to tight.
I think just because that they feel the pressure that it needs to look like them and it's a self-portrait, they all felt like, oh, right away I need to get it in proportion as fast as I can and accurate.
Yeah.
So
Which one of you whipped out the scale tool first?
they're all using it at the same time.
I think everyone, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
See, once you see the scale tools get out, you're looking to your neighbor going, oh, I better measure and get this right.
and that messed me up
I
the best.
need to start using it for the eyes. Because I feel like everything's perfect, but it's just not the best. Maybe the nose.
I'm completely gonna stop using the scale tool, and I'm just gonna try to, from my own head, think.
Yeah,
That's better, yeah. So you guys only have 2 hours left to finish your drawings. We're just gonna time you for 1 hour now and then another hour tomorrow. All right, is everyone ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Daphne, your eye kind of looks funny, like a bug eye.
Wow, surprise.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Outside of your lid, it's inside of your lid.
But once I add
So
the
Dina,
shadows,
why is it all erased?
Maybe.
or do
Off
you,
my
or
eyes.
is it just like,
I think your mouth is too
It's like
big.
the shadows would come like.
I think
or the lid would
overall
come out.
you gotta work on
Your eyeballs
like
inside.
the shape of your face is really exaggerated. Like it's a lot more oval and you have it very angled.
Yeah, he's going for that. He said he wants a straw John left.
Ah. Okay, well, What I would do is honestly flip it upside down. Yes, that's my advice to you. And usually, I mean, not usually, always, your eyes are, if you measure, they're one eye width apart.
Yeah.
So you had them like too close.
Yeah. I needed help with like my angles, getting my angles right. 'Cause
Okay, this eye I think is accurate in the angle, and this one would be more like, look, it's very difficult because you just have your phone, but if you do this, okay, that's right, and that is more like, okay, that might seem like really weird to you, but that's how it is.
So this is that line right there, or what is that line?
That is just, I'm just looking at the middle of your eye, your axis.
Oh,
so you're gonna draw your eye, that's the middle of your eye, so you would draw around it.
So then it would be like something like.
No, you just straightened it.
No, I was just making this line right here.
Okay, but look, you gotta measure from your nose up. That's where your eye starts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this just looks off without darts, honestly. Oh my gosh, Mama made this like so
Yeah, I think your bottom
dark.
lip is just too fat.
Yeah, and it's not like that. Like, if I let her draw on it too much, if I let her draw on it too much, she'll do her interpretation of my face. That's what I think was happening.
It's gonna be fine.
Well, I just really don't like this part because like I feel like when you look at this, it's narrow. Like my face looks fine. And it's probably too tilted or something. I think the eye is
It's not
too
too tilted. You have, your jaw needs to be a little bit bigger. You have it super pointy, so your nose looks giant.
So, I don't know.
It just needs to come out a little bit more. And honestly,
Come
like,
out
just flip
like
it
here?
upside down.
Like here? What do you mean out? Like
more like that. Just, yeah, like that. Just don't make it so dark.
well, I'm trying to, because when I have this many lines, I don't know what to measure from when I was.
Well, you can.
So
It's just, there's no point there. It's just it's like round. It's like a soft edge, so I don't think you want to make a point. Yeah. That's good.
But why does it look so chubby? Like it's not like that in the picture. It's like it's round, but there's like a. Is it this line?
No, that's accurate. I think it's just your nose starts up too high. It's like a little bit smaller.
I see. That's right.
Like the angle is off. Yeah, like there's a longer line from your eyebrow to your nose.
Mama thinks I have a big nose. I'm just kidding. It's just because she was doing that part.
Oh yeah, that's better.
I am not symmetrical.
No one is.
My eye is way bigger. It's so funny. I'm not upset about it, it's just.
And what do you know? I'm having a really hard time with my nose, Demetra.
Huh?
I said, and what do you know? I'm having the hardest time with my nose.
After talking with Dahlia and just hearing, some of her insecurities or things that she focuses on, on herself, it was interesting to see some of that come out in her drawing. And she made her nose really big at first, and then I helped her and she got it smaller. It was pretty funny because I asked my mom with measuring advice because usually she's really good at measuring, but it turns out that whatever she did really didn't make it no offense, but like it really didn't make it more accurate. Like it was like
she did it with the perception of maybe the angle was more accurate, but like all of the actual distances and everything, she did it, I feel like, in the way that she drew my nose and my lips were both really big. And so then I realized like that's just, it just didn't look right.
Hey, you have music.
Yeah, turn on your silence mode.
45 minutes left.
Dimitra? I'm just about to add colors and stuff, but oops. Does it seem any better?
Oh, that looks way more like you. Something you did looks a lot better.
But
your
still,
nose looks a lot
this
better.
is really big. Like, it's not that big, but it's like because of how close it is here.
I think you should
and
just
how
start
far it
adding
is.
color, and it doesn't look too big.
Right.
I think like just maybe make that angle like
Yeah.
to know
I just don't
it wraps
think
around.
that my teeth are that big either. Like,
No,
it's all.
It's. I think you're just getting. It's getting to you. It's not real. It's like it looks accurate to me. Just nothing looks off. Just start adding in color, and then you'll probably change your
Okay, I
mind.
need to spray it though. Do you have anything? Does anyone know where this fixative spray is?
I don't have any.
This challenge was really intense, so I felt confident about it, but as you know, self-portraits are pretty difficult. Maybe one of the most difficult things.
I was thinking more about myself while I was drawing, like, why am I drawing like this? Why am I focusing on the eye still? Like, because I was already talking about how I thought the eyes weren't gonna be very accurate, I was like really thinking about how I was drawing the eye, and I was just like, it looked horrible.
Whoa,
Yeah, I'm
Daddy,
having a
yours looks
meltdown inside.
good.
You know, all you art club listeners, if things are too easy for you, just try to get it to be hard for yourself. Try taking away your source and looking through a mirror. It's good to challenge yourself to an extreme every month.
When you feel frustrated, just make it harder.
It really helped you grow as an artist.
It's not hard like they were expecting, so if it doesn't appear that way,
Hey, I'm squinting. I'm squinting. I'm not showing you yet. Hold on. I'm fixing it. It's at the moment, it's not going very well, and you can probably see that, but I do have a plan.
but you want it to be accurate to yourself.
Of course. I'm just trying to stay loose and not try to worry so much, because I definitely found myself, getting all like upset on like the tiny details, but I'm just trying to look at the big picture and do with what I have in the moment.
Oh man, that was my favorite marker ever.
I'll get you some.
You're both gone. That's sad.
I have some. You want some?
When I started, I felt really excited about my drawing and I liked it in the beginning. Then I decided to add this abstract background and I think it didn't work out as I wanted. And then it's paper and we are not allowed to use any paints. So if it would be canvas or if I would if I could use some paints, I would just add resting space and some depths and I would blend it, but because of that I got really frustrated and I didn't know how to fix and how to cover this.
Oh, I found the problem. One of the problems.
Dahlia, it looks really good.
Thanks.
Very good, Diane.
Thanks. How does that look?
I'm surprised how tight you're doing it, Daphne.
Dimitri, I've been trying to just get things like the eye has looked messed up from the beginning. So I'm trying to just fix it. I'm not trying to be tight. I'm gonna have fun later.
Okay, okay.
That will take 10 minutes.
I think it looks very good. You just gotta add some
redid the
darks
entire
on the
thing
eye.
so that it
Just
looks
add in the eyelashes. I know in the picture it's red, but it's not really translating. Like you did the hair black, so it, like I would just.
I'm not done with the hair.
Okay, I'm just saying to.
I'm not trying to add the eyelash.
The eyelash will make the eye look a lot
I'm trying to not add
better.
the eyelashes until the very end because I've redone it so many times that as soon
I think this line, this eyelid is too fat. Like, it's not as white. Like, just paint, like, color it in with that, like, fleshy pink color. You know? Also, if you see here, there's an angle, Daphne. Like, it goes up and then over, and you just have it round.
It's just that none of my marks are, like, working. That's why it's taking so long.
Okay. Well, maybe get like a dark to get that line in. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that looks better. Dana, you gotta start doing stuff.
Yeah, paint, oils. Am I ready, you think? Okay. Not paint, sorry.
Yeah, you're ready for oils.
No, I mean, oil.
I mean, you have 1 hour tomorrow, but.
Yeah, do you know where the spray, do I have to spray it if I did?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, Dina, you really have to spray
I would probably spray it.
I don't have to spray it if I'm doing oil pastels,
I didn't
right?
spray it.
If you're done erasing, then
it can mix.
Then you can spray it.
Kind of gray, but it's not. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it.
This is really, I'm surprised we're allowed to do this. This is really, really close to painting.
Water soluble graphite.
Yeah.
Some.
It's okay. I mean.
What do you use?
These.
The hard part though is you can't go over it. You can't have opaques.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I don't want things to get darker. Like, I'm already feeling done because I don't know. I don't want things to get darker. Dino, you need to spray it. Don't be lazy.
What do you mean?
You need to spray what you just did. I mean, do whatever you want.
Talia, I didn't spray mine. You don't have to.
You kind of do, though. I mean,
I never spray anything.
if you used pencil,
I did use pencil.
well, mine was coming up even though I already...
Talia, we're not doing water soluble. You did water soluble.
No, I drew it with a regular HB pencil.
No. You're doing water-based things. We're just doing Caran d'Ache straight, like.
Caran d'Ache is water-based.
Yes, but we're not activating it with water, is what I mean.
I did.
Oh, well, I didn't.
I was so concerned about making sure I had the right angle that I turned mine too much. It was... How much time do we have?
7 minutes.
Dimitra?
Yeah.
What should I mean, I don't really know what to do anymore.
Well, you still have an hour tomorrow.
I know.
I don't
I'm hoping
know.
you guys
Then just
surprise us
maybe
with letting us use paint or something, because I don't know.
just. I mean, I still think you could add some more like cool abstract things to it. It needs maybe some darks.
More marks?
More darks.
Oh, more darks, yeah.
But you also have an hour tomorrow, so you can just think about it.
I realized that my face just needs to be like slightly up. Yeah, look back and forth.
Slightly up? Yeah.
Like that.
I actually do feel good about myself look-wise. But then it just turns out when you draw yourself, you're like, oh, I guess I don't. I guess I don't think that good about myself because, I mean, if you did, like Kate, for example, I know Kate thinks she's beautiful and her drawing is beautiful and it looks just like her. Daphne, same thing. I mean, I guess it just revealed like maybe I don't have the confidence I thought. I don't know.
You gonna color in the whole thing, do you know?
I'm just rendering part of it.
Definitely, that looks just like you. Okay, you got 45 seconds.
It doesn't look as I wanted. It doesn't have, for me, like this effortless, like minimalistic look. For me, it looks busy.
All right, you guys got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone put your pencils down. I think you guys could have done this in 2 hours. You guys are all totally relaxed.
They've all handled it really well and they've all done a really good job so far. And they're over the hump. Like it's not gonna fall apart at this point. So now it's just, easy breezy for them to finish these paintings.
Wow, I'm so surprised Daphne didn't do anything in the background. Usually I would imagine like, all of these
I was
patterns
just
and
trying to fix it
maybe
the
that's for
entire
tomorrow.
I was feeling self-conscious and I didn't want to be feeling that way, but I was feeling like, oh, I'm drawing this certain way. This probably means of something about how I feel about myself right now, or like, I don't know. I was thinking about it a lot.
I'm believing that tomorrow when I get back to it, I will definitely finish it within that hour. I just want to render the one right eye and make it look really, really good, and then the rest sort of loose and abstract and just sort of focus on one area. Because this whole month is about focus.
It looks like you.
Or it kind of looks cool like that, just one eye done, one eye not done.
That's what I was planning on doing.
It feels funny to do a portrait of yourself and then you gotta be lighthearted, you gotta go into it knowing you're gonna get it done, and not every single eyebrow is getting in there perfect.
I think we should have made it only 2 hours because their drawings look great right now, and they still have a whole hour to add whatever they want to it tomorrow. Every challenge has like brought out the best in these artists, and they're like forced to like get some grit and like do their best. So maybe with every challenge, as we try to come up with more hard challenges, they're just getting better at the same time.
Okay, everybody, so you have 1 hour left to finish your drawings in this final stage of this challenge. And a lot of you look like you might already be done or close to it, and some of you look like you need some work. So my advice is don't overwork it. Have a vision for what you kind of want it to look like when it's done. And, you know, if you look around, everybody's doing really great. So it's, you know, the competition's pretty tight this time. And so you have to look around to your neighbors and see what you can do to make yours look even better than theirs.
That's
right?
great advice.
So anyway, have a great time creating, and your timer starts right now.
Actually, overall, I'm really bummed out and disappointed because going into this, I was really expecting drama, meltdowns, crying, people, you know, having major issues. I mean, both Dimitra and I, when we do self-portraits, we go through that. I mean, I've seen Dimitra break down many times trying to do a self-portrait, and I don't have a good time either. And both of us, when we were actually filming ourselves having to do self-portraits, we both struggled a lot. So it kind of goes with, so when we planned this, we were expecting that.
Dahlia, I want her to like really push the envelope on her drawing because it's already kind of abstract, but it could be more abstract and more crazy, and I think it just needs some like contrast in her drawing.
So, Dahlia, I think like this black here, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you can't take it back now, but maybe like have, not black, but I was imagining like maybe turquoise or like dark pink. Like make like some chunks of like actual curls that look like real hair, because right now it's just all scribbles. Mm-hmm. And then this won't look weird, like it won't look out of place, you know?
Yeah, I think that the reason why I have just like black lines is because all of his hair is very light, and there's nothing you can do with paint to make it lighter.
Yeah, no,
that's why I wanted to keep the white of the.
Like if you used this marker,
They both ran out, which is really sad. They were my favorite.
I don't know, this, like try to like actually like look at the form of the hair and like actually draw the hair.
Yeah. Okay, the one big thing that I am trying to figure out is it might be too late and it might be really risky, but
you want to outline the jaw?
No, I mean, I was planning on like with oil pastels, you can blend more to cut in, because I think
No, I don't think that will look good if you cut in. That will look really bad. Yeah. Like you have it in proportion right now. The only thing is this is super straight. So if you just add a little bit of oil pastel and smudge it, like the shadow here, like the shadow like coming in, like it just looks flat. That's
okay.
all. But don't like change the proportion because it's totally fine right now.
I guess my nose is more.
I would draw in your neck and shoulder, and that's the only weird part to me is right here. If you stand back, it looks like a kind of a floating head.
Okay.
Dino it's really interesting to watch him because he's like, usually he's just, you know, a super realistic painter, and on his drawing he's being a lot more like experimental, and he's trying out a new style, and he's telling me he's just gonna leave one of the eyes just sketched and the other eye he's gonna like color in with oil pastels. So he's kind of mixing two styles together, and I think that's gonna look really cool. So I hope he stays with that and doesn't go to his usual mode of like making it all the same and all realistic.
missed the other.
For Kate, I think she went a little too fast with her drawing and maybe just added too many darks, and now she can't really take those out.
Oh, that's kind of cool, you know?
Okay, I guess I'll just leave it then. I mean, crying a yellow tear.
I'm kidding. Mine had a bunch of that at first.
I would love to see my dad do something outside his usual like go-to mode of, I don't know, all these like doodles and stuff. I wish, like, I think with his self-portrait he just kind of outlined everything with the same thickness, and I think like if he left some parts more abstract where it like came and went, I think that would be more interesting. Daphne really surprised me because she didn't do her like abstract style. She was really stuck on all the proportions and like making it so perfect and right, and she didn't even get to like, I don't know, she didn't, like, to me her painting doesn't look like her style at all. But maybe in her last hour she's probably gonna just, you know, add some abstract flowers or stuff in the background.
That black brush that's in there, the black brush that's in there is my brush, just so you know. But I need to use some of the water, so could you put it here, or is it?
Good job. It was a hard challenge. I don't know why the judges are saying they need something harder. That it is very hard.
How I understood that, like the task, that we should paint like real me. So my intentions was more to capture like how I see myself inside. So I was more paying attention to this than to do it like exactly like photo.
It is really interesting to do a self-portrait because all of the really good artists have one, and that's how, like, if you think about the old kind of artists,
Yeah.
like even Vincent Van Gogh, we have his self-portrait as pretty much the only way we can really trust what he looked like. I mean, it seems like a realistic representation of what he looks like. I mean, now times have changed with so much pictures, but still, it's interesting. And it feels like a good skill to have, but
I think people like it when artists do self-portraits because it's like they see how they see themselves.
Yeah. As an artist, how does an artist see themselves?
Yeah.
The only thing is that it's pretty hard. It's definitely harder than any other kind of portrait I would do. This is just, it's like, I just want to have hair. Why can't I have the hair? See, now I'm having a hard time with the hair, like I said in my interview.
I know, I said the same. I said I was gonna have a hard time with the eye, and I did like literally all day yesterday.
Yeah, that's what happened at the nose.
I liked this challenge. I think it was like very, even though it might not have seemed like it, because we were all just really focused, I feel like each person, including myself, had like a little meltdown inside.
Well, they asked what was the insecurity on my face and on my, like, of myself. And then I said, my hair right now, even though it's my favorite thing.
What the heck, Dahlia?
Dino, I love my hair, but my hair has been damaged for a long time, so.
Oh, you mean you want healthy hair? Yeah.
And I knew that those were the two things now I'm gonna have a hard time with, and that's what happened.
They like to say it wasn't challenging. That's from their perspective. I mean, they're not the ones that are drawing, no offense. But I think we can all agree it was challenging.
Oh yeah, yellow. Perfect. Just.
I don't know. Whenever I'm making, like painting, I'm sure everyone feels this way. You kind of like, you do something and then you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll do this, I guess I'll do this. And you're kind of like just following wherever you like feel like going. You don't really know what you're doing. You know?
Oh, well, that's only.
I mean, sometimes you know what you're doing, but when you're doing the fun, like, you know, the abstract part, you're kind of like,
yeah,
going with whatever you feel like in the moment.
Yeah. Well, today was a lot better, I feel like. My drawing definitely didn't get any worse. I felt like it was sort of lacking like refinement, and I needed to just, you know, add some color and just like make it look more expressive.
How much time is left?
You guys have 39 minutes.
Oh no, that's not enough time. How can I possibly finish this?
This is not working.
Dino, could you help me sharpen this just for a second? I just don't know how to do it with the blade.
You just scrape like that. You don't slide, you just cut like that.
I don't do a lot of drawing myself, so sometimes I do drawing, but then I use a lot of paint with it. So doing just a drawing was really difficult for me, and even just trying to do a drawing in this limited time is really hard.
Yeah.
When I added ink pen over colored pencil, it was too much ink, I think. So for myself, I would have gone lighter. I would have got it just right with the pencil first, and that's, I would recommend that for all you drawers out there.
Oh man, it sucks you can't put like color pencil over it when it's wet.
There was something with my jaw, I totally saw it, and so I wanted to get it fully correct before I moved on to all my expressive drawing, but I wasn't smart, and I definitely it's not like peer pressure, but it was like, hey, you're running out of time, you should get on to the abstraction. I heard it like so much from behind me, Dimitra, my mom, other people, so I was choosing like, no, they don't know, I have to finish getting the jaw right. As long as I get that right, I know I'll be set up to be loose after that. And I should have just knew like how long it would take me to get things to be loose, but I wasn't listening, and to myself, I wasn't listening, so I just went for it, started being loose, and then it got permanent. So it went to this like permanent stage there, and I knew there wasn't any going back after that.
Yeah, it's like this, Dino. You might want to be careful, back away. Stand back.
It's just. I mean, I already noticed it's bigger.
No, that's not standing back.
Like, how do I? No, I mean, I know it's bigger.
Dino,
so
it's
how
not
do I
about it
fix
being bigger. You'll notice what to do in your time restraint.
Can you move out of the way? You gave yourself a baby face.
I was very thankful to have music. That was a nice plus. I started to just say, what does the world care? I'm gonna go for it and just have fun.
When I put more details, like overall, I'm happy with my work. I know, like I could done it like little bit different, but considering all challenging and time limits and everything, I'm really curious to see who will win.
Yeah, this is really bright. But I kind of feel worried that I'm overworking everything.
Dimitra? What do you think? What is this?
I mean, that's not, it looks fine, but that's not what I was talking about.
I don't know what you're imagining.
I was meaning like a marker like this fat, like something really big.
I don't have anything like that.
Do you know what happened to leaving some of it unfinished?
I really liked that idea. Like, why'd you...
Well, you should have told me that earlier.
No, you knew that from yesterday.
Well, Dimitra, I changed my mind.
I predicted it. In my interview, I predicted it.
Predicted what?
Just let him be.
I mean, it looks good. I just think... I don't know. They need something.
Like what?
You didn't... Did you use water in any of it?
All these spots. Like, it just usually gets easily muddy, so I don't like to do it very much. Honestly, like, if it was a painting, I would just add, I would have had a better background to start with, like, instead of white, and then it would have, like shape here, and it would feel better. It's just, with a drawing, it's like you can't really have that. Like,
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it looks like it could definitely be finished, but I don't know. Maybe just because it's a drawing, it's not like your usual thing. Like, I do want to see something solid.
Yeah, I know.
Kate, are you done?
I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It looks good. I like all the color you added in the face. Like, all this looks really good.
Thank you. I just don't want to overpaint it because it's already kind of busy.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be done. Oh, it looks a lot better with your shirt and stuff. Looks really good.
Yeah, I don't know if my overalls are right. It looks like I have a really big head and small body, though. I don't know. I just wish I had like white and I would put it all over here and like, but I can't add white to anything.
What about white pastels?
I don't have a white pastel.
And Dino does. Yeah, Daddy. Looks good.
Nice.
Looks perfect. I don't know what to say. I like your beard. It looks really cool. And all the colors. The eyes are a little squinty and a little scary.
Taking the photo directly in the sunlight.
I don't know, it looks really good. Like, it looks just like you. Yeah. I like how you let that fade. Like, I wouldn't outline it. Maybe if you had some, like, going off on this side, because, like, it goes off here, but maybe have something connect here.
Some more tape on that.
Everyone's just doing very good. I don't know. Oh, that helped a lot, Daphne. That's definitely, that's really good.
I can get to paint.
Huh?
It's the closest I can get to paint.
Well, how much time do we have? Like, I want to know what to do in the last finishing.
You guys have 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I can't fix it because it's so there. It's like, I'm like trying and it's like, I just need paint in order, like the only way to do it is with opaque, like, I mean, even with paint, I don't even know how to fix it. Does that look better?
I still look like the guy from Lemony Snicket.
I'd make your lips like a little bit darker right on the rim, only to show up because you can't see them at all from far away.
I'm worried that would make them look like...
Well, choose the right color. Don't go more towards orange and not more towards like red. There's always a fade, Dino. Like, look, Dino. Look how it fades from here to here. There's a lot of color in between, so try to do that on your top lip. I just really, my only regret is the big black clump coming out of my mouth because I tried to do it for abstract reasons of having loose hair, but I wish I wouldn't have because this part of my face is like so sensitive. I should have just left it light. It would have been so much better, but there's nothing I can do. It's so permanent, so.
It's not that bad. Like, I agree it would have been better, but it's not like ugly or something. It looks fine.
10 seconds.
Oh, 10 seconds, oh no.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone stop.
All right, you guys stop.
He was still going.
Wow, these all look really great.
All right, well, good job, everyone. And you don't have to paint yourselves for a very long time now. One more self-portrait under your belt.
Dino, you don't
How
look
was
happy.
it? Was it a good experience?
No, I'm happy.
Nobody's crying, nobody's upset.
I cried a couple of times.
You did?
Just having fun.
He's the only one that really enjoyed drawing himself.
I just feel like your eyes are kind
It
of
was a lot
scary.
easier than the last time I painted myself.
Yeah.
I feel pretty happy with the final outcome. I think parts of it are a little cartoony and like not as realistic or accurate, but it kind of just is what it is because of drawing. It's like using drawing materials is really hard to do layers and to fix things that you mess up with. So that was kind of hard for me, but I just accepted it kind of in the middle.
I know, like maybe like technically I could be better, but I wanted just in my work I wanted to transfer some emotions and how I feel inside and my mood and like how I see myself.
For a while, I was thinking like, I just have to, have the best attitude I can possibly have and just, hope for the best, because I definitely don't feel like I had a lot of time. I mean, my drawing was probably, I was definitely behind for a while, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm happy with where it is right now.
Even though it might not be like spot on, I think like it's kind of cool because even in life, just a portrait of yourself, even in person, we have all these little flaws about ourselves, and it's like we are not going to be perfect ever. So like, why should a drawing or a painting be a perfect look of ourselves? That's the way I started to look at it. I kind of like the imperfectness to it.
I know when you go for the portrait, you want it to look just right, but we always look at ourselves a certain way, and many artists do a portrait of themselves many times. I would hope that mine would win the competition, but I'm also very happy to see how good everyone did. I would like to say mine's the best, but we will still leave that up to you, the judges out there.
My talks went well.
Yeah, actually, I haven't even asked you about them. Who'd you do? You did
Dahlia and
Freezy.
Yeah. Dahlia was telling me, I mean, we had a really good conversation, and just like the things she told me about how she views herself and like some of her insecurities, like it definitely, I saw her struggling with it on her painting, so it definitely came out. But I think she like pushed through, and her portrait is like probably my top 2 favorites out of all of them. But it's honestly very hard for me to decide a
I know,
favorite.
because they're all
equal.
pretty good. Yeah. My observations about analyzing, I don't know if it came out in the interview with her or what, but what I noticed, even just like her picture that she took, like it's not even how they drew themselves or painted themselves, but also how they photographed themselves, because they self-photographed.
Yeah.
And what I saw is, you know, I find Dahlia in her behavior to be a really like bold, confident person, but I do think that she must have some insecurities, maybe regarding like, you know, when I see her bold is when she's dealing with other people and their behavior. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to herself, I feel like that's where you see insecurity. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that her eyes are cast down. She's not looking at you or up or bright. Her eyes are shut. They're like half
so
slits.
interesting, yeah.
It's like almost like curtains
hidden.
and
Yeah.
hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, your eyes are definitely, you know, a place of exposure, and you know, eyes express a lot. They're sort of, you know, they say the windows to the soul. Mm-hmm. And they're looking down, and they're very shut. And so that's something that I kind of noticed.
I noticed that with Kate's painting too. Her hair is like completely covering her face, so you just see her lips and like parts of her eyes, but it's like her whole hair is like, and she made it even, like her picture showed more features, and then she painted it like even more hidden. Yeah. So, and
well,
I know,
and in her interview, I don't know if you know, but it was very difficult to get her to talk about herself on any kind of deep level. She basically talked about her looks, the clothes she wears, the makeup she puts on. She didn't talk about anything inside of herself, really, you know, and we kept trying to pull it out of her and get her to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's not because something isn't there. I think there's things that are there. She just is very reluctant to share and talk about it. And there's this definite, like, protection.
What about Dino? Because how did that interview go? Like, because his painting he seems very open. Like his eyes are wide open. Like he's like staring straight at you. I don't know. It seemed like his portrait's also one of my favorites.
His interview was good. I mean, he's super open, and he's very like easy, like self-aware. You know, as you know, he kind of talks a lot, and he's very forthcoming. He doesn't kind of conceal things, but the way the conversation went, a lot of what we talked about was, he said he had insecurity about his jawline, and that it doesn't have a strong jawline. And I think like a jaw, what do you think a jaw is symbolic of? I feel like that relates.
Like strength, you know?
Strength, especially in a guy. It's like, yeah, your strength. Mm-hmm. And of all the muscles in your face, it's definitely, and it's what you like bite down on. And what he felt insecure about is this sort of pressure of having like you and your sisters, you know, particularly you, very successful at a young age. So there's this like expectancy that he should also be very successful at a young age. And if he's not, then he doesn't measure up.
Did he was saying all this stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, but at the same time, he feels good about where he's at and what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. He shouldn't compare himself.
Right. So but he was saying like he feels like he doesn't work hard, and he's not like, he feels like this pressure. And so I feel like that somehow must have something to do with the jaw.
Yeah, and when he drew his portrait, he made it like extremely chiseled and like very angular.
Yeah. So I think it's almost like, he's 15 and he's a boy to just be a boy and, like, do you know what I mean? But it's almost like he feels like he has to be a man and live these accomplishments that a man would already have.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense to me. Like a jaw is something that's developed. We even talked about that in the interview because he was like, I have a wimpy jaw. And I was like, well, I think with hormones and like growing up, your jaw fills out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. With Freezy, he was also actually talking about his jaw and saying that he's too round, he's too chubby, he doesn't want to paint like a double chin or anything. And I know when he first started out, you were telling him, hey, your cheeks are too big, and that like triggered him. And then he shaved it off. But
well, what happened was his eyes were too wide, which made his cheeks too wide. So I was like, if you want your eyes that wide, then your cheeks have to be this wide, proportionately, and they already look too wide. So your eyes are way too wide. Like you gotta, and he didn't like anything I was saying. But
I mean, his portrait turned out great. I love it.
Yeah, it really looks like him. I think he looks, super squinty and
his eyes seem scary to me.
Yeah,
they're too squinty or they're all solid black or something.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something
what does that mean?
I don't know. Daphne's, it's so funny because everything everybody talked about in their interview popped out in their portrait.
She chose to do a profile because she thought it'd be easier than doing a face on, right? Like she was trying to be strategic.
She's very strategic, and that was smart.
Yeah.
And I asked her, what's something you would want people in art club to know about you or others to know about you that you feel like they might not know? And she said, I know I come across like down to business and really stern and like serious and intense. She's like, but I love to have fun and I'm goofy and I crack jokes. I really do.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
I don't really see
when
it.
she's like one-on-one and like I was just watching her just yesterday, like playing around, pretending to like do karate fighting with Nathaniel, I think that she does like to play.
Maybe once in a while, yeah. It's just like you have to look for it. It's not super obvious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way, don't you think? I feel like I goof around and constantly joke and play, and that's my perception of myself, but you probably think I'm serious and stern and down to business.
I mean, yeah.
So, I don't know.
I wouldn't
Daphne
call you
and
a goofy. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I would say Jake can definitely be playful and goofy and like that way, but
I feel like I'm always making jokes. No?
I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, it's not about me. So Daphne's portrait is like so funny because in the picture she's pretty relaxed, serious. But when she drew it, she's like,
her nostrils. She's like
really intense. Yeah. The other thing I kind of noticed about Kate is like in her interview, she was very much talking about her looks, and she even said at one point that she was grateful for her beauty. And in her, which I don't think that's bad per se, that's not like a negative. And I think it's good that she has the confidence to say that out loud because a lot of women don't. So I think that's great. I feel like that's empowering. But her portrait, it's almost like, I mean, I think Kate's a beautiful girl, but the way she painted herself or drew herself is like she's some kind of supermodel. Like it's very exaggerated. Like the hair is bigger, the lips are bigger, the eyes are squintier, like everything is more yeah. So I think that's kind of interesting, and it would be nice to see a self-portrait from her where you see some like
you actually see her face.
You see her face and you get a sense of who she is. Like it's almost like Daphne exposed a little too much, like you know, like, or John, you know, like his portrait, you can really see the inner workings of what's going on. And I think for maybe Dahlia and Kate, Dino's somewhere in the middle, but for Dahlia and Kate, you don't get that in what's the inner workings of the person. I don't know, but that could just be my perception. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. And Kate has, I've seen her do a lot of self-portraits. Like in a lot of her paintings, there's even some hanging up in her house where she drew herself, but like you look at it, you don't recognize Kate at all. It's like another person, but she uses herself as a model all the time.
So if the challenge is, you know, to draw the real you,
true identity.
the true identity, the true you, I would say that I see that coming through with John, Dino, and Daphne.
I agree.
But all 5 are super well done, and like the execution of it technically, I think is really well done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we thought we would have a group critique, and we have Jake here back and Miranda, who've been eliminated, but they're here to criticize you all. No, they're here to like look at your work and help us critique it.
So Miranda and Jake are now on the Council of Critics, and so whoever gets eliminated from this round will join them and also help out in other rounds to judge the artwork and give critiques.
Okay, so Miranda hasn't seen any of the work yet, is that right?
It's a surprise.
So some self-portraits over there. Do you guys have to do self-portraits?
Yeah. So the challenge was they each had to do a self-portrait in 3 hours, and they could only use drawing materials, no painting. It was on paper, and they had to go start to finish on blank white paper, all in front of the cameras, no prep time. They couldn't come with it pre-drawn or anything like that. And they had to take their own selfies here, so they couldn't like dig through photos and, you know, find something.
Yeah, super intense.
That's rough.
We thought they would be, you know, falling to pieces and
having meltdowns,
and everybody did perfectly fine. It was pretty boring. There was no meltdowns. There was no drama.
My guess is that everyone is just getting really good at these challenges, and they're just pulling out like the best of them, and they just, you know, they're just getting better. And so we
need to come up with more difficult things.
Yes,
we thought this was extremely difficult, but
it sounds pretty difficult.
Watch out, guys. Next month will be very hard.
This is the hardest. You made it so hard.
You didn't seem like you struggled at all.
Yes, you see. Listen to music. You won, so you're in.
Okay, so let's get to the critiquing.
Yeah.
So show Miranda the art.
So I would let Miranda, since she hasn't seen any of these.
Yeah, I got to see all of them when I walked in, and it's pretty crazy. Honestly, they're all really good.
Are you glad you didn't have to do it, Jake?
Still all in your guys' style.
I am super glad that I didn't have to do this. Although, when I did the self-portrait in the mastery program, I feel like I did pretty well. So.
Okay, well, Freezies is my favorite so far.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh, these are so cool though. Wait, did you say that they took the pictures in the studio? Like they took the pictures? Yeah. Wow.
We kind of think about.
And then I don't know where everyone else's pictures are. Some behind them.
I saw Daphne posted hers. I remember seeing that one.
Okay, so start with Kate's and give us your opinion as we go.
Okay, so. Oh, you go ahead, Miranda.
Oh, no, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I think it's really good. I think I love all the marks and everything. Here, let me grab the picture so we can like sort of look at the picture side by side.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's pretty representational. And you guys said the challenge was to paint a portrait of the real you, right?
True identity, yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think it's definitely a really successful drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, like, if Kate draws often. It looks like she draws quite a bit. I think that some of the features, like it looks like her, but it's not exactly like her. And also,
she drew her face a bit long.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed right away.
Definitely. And the eyes are a little bit off kilter, it seems like. And also the lips, like the angle of the whole thing is off, I think.
But if you didn't see the source and you just saw Kate standing next to her portrait, would you go, wow, that looks just like her? Or would you feel like it looks like the source, but does the source look like Kate in a way?
Yeah, I think that,
What the challenge was is to paint the real you, to draw the real you. So on all of these, not just Kate's, on everyone, evaluate, because you know all these people really well, Miranda. So if you saw that drawing, just on a wall somewhere, would you go, oh my gosh, that's Kate? Or would you think?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Like that's like the most Kate drawing.
Yeah.
The pink, the dark, the scribbles.
Not the style.
No, she means like, does it look like Kate? Like, would you, if you saw that girl, would you say, oh, that's Kate? Or would you think it's just a girl?
We're talking about the likeness, the portraiture, the...
Like self-portrait, like does it look like...
Well, I feel like all of Kate's portraits that she's painted slightly look like her. So I would probably, I don't know if I would guess that it's a self-portrait, but maybe.
Yeah, I think that it looks like a mixture of like Kate and someone else. But it's interesting because I feel like normally with portraits, like when you paint someone else, you make them look like you, but like, or draw, I guess. But in this one, it seems like almost like Kate drew some of someone else in her portrait. Does that make sense?
I think like when you go to the gallery or if you see someone's art like on social media, you don't ask, so like, can I see your source? And then compare like these tiny little things. You just look at the painting and what you feel. And I think like feelings and emotions, it's more important.
With Daphne's, I feel like her neck looks a little bit long. The angle of the head is, her head's tilted down slightly. I mean, this is all just technical stuff. Like, I think, because her head's tilted down, let's see, actually her face seems a little bit less, like it seems a little bit short, like from like here to here, Like this distance doesn't quite seem long enough to me.
I agree.
And then like...
Well, it kind of looks like, it looks like Daphne. Like I can tell that it's Daphne, but like the way I see Daphne, I feel like there's things missing. Like her, like the way her lips are, it feels like they should be out further. And like her chin should be out further because it kind of looks like she's looking down. She's always like looking up, and like her chin is always up, and so even in the picture. And so I feel like that makes a huge difference as to like the likeness, I guess. Like for me, like the way I see Daphne.
Yeah, I think that, I totally agree with all that. It's interesting, it's like metaphorical, her chin's always up, but...
but you do it kind of down.
I like the background. I mean, it's interesting to see her like attempt to sort of paint with the drawing materials. That's what it kind of looks like to me, is that like she was like trying to like paint with the drawing materials. Right here, this is definitely a lot more like narrow, like her whole, like it seems like she kind of took her whole face and body and like made it more narrow, which is interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
Overall though, I think it looks like her, but sort of similar to Kate's. It's not like just like her,
Yeah.
Maybe her nose is also a little bit bigger in the painting or in the drawing.
I don't know if it's her nose. I think it's her lips that should be further out.
Yeah.
Her nose is a little bit bigger. Yeah, or like her chin should be further out. Something with her mouth and her chin.
Sometimes people take it too serious and get like very bothered by the critique. And to me, I think when people critique your work, it's like just a little side note, and you're the artist, so you get to do what you want with it. And if you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
Dinto.
It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful picture. So soft and pretty.
Yeah, it is very soft. I definitely feel like he needed a little bit more time with this. Like, I feel like he didn't quite render it completely, but I like the looseness of it because it's just like, it's so interesting that normally it feels like his paintings are more tight, and you would think a drawing would be more tight, but it's like definitely a lot more loose than his typical painting style, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the nose is a little bit small.
Yeah, the nose is definitely small.
Yeah, but he got the angles on the face really good. Even the lips like look just like his lips, like his curls like on the side. And like I think his eyebrows, his I don't know if it's your left. Yeah, our left, of the left eye and the eyebrow, I feel like they're a little bit low, like they should be a bit higher.
Oh, this one right here?
Anyway. Yeah, like it looks normal, but it looks like from the source it looks like it should be higher. Because I think having it lower gives him like a softer gaze, whereas in the picture he's a little bit more intense, a little bit more like it kind of scrunching his eyebrows a little bit, but in the other one he didn't do the eyebrow scrunch.
Yeah, I definitely, and I think something about his eyes, like they're too horizontal or like too parallel. Like in the picture, it feels like they like kind of curl a little bit almost. Like the angle of each eye, like I think it's actually mostly this eye, like the angle is like this, but I think it should actually be more like that. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I get what you're saying.
Also, I really wish, because I know he loves jewelry and stuff, I wish that he would have painted his necklace or drawn in his necklace in there, because that's like, a huge part of him, I feel like. And I mean, you just always see him wearing that.
It's in the source.
Yeah. So that's a little bit disappointing on that end, but it looks like him. It's like some things are a little bit soft, but some parts are also more chiseled. Like his jaw is more chiseled, more angular in it.
Can I give my true opinion? I didn't really want to be there when they were critiquing each one individually, because it is a bit like you want to respond and you want to give your input as well, but you have to sort of just let them say their bit, and that's fine. I understand that, but I definitely think that some of us wanted to like give our input and say like, well, I think this is what this is and this is what happened, but overall I think that it was definitely helpful to hear on each one what could improve it and what could make it look better.
So let's move on to John.
Alright.
Freeze Master.
Freeze Master.
Oh, to the left.
John has a lot of drawing experience, I think. It looks like he does a lot of drawing, maybe.
Yeah, interesting.
Has he drawn before?
That's an astute observation. I don't know, it's really good. His eyes are definitely a little bit off.
There he is.
Oh, wow, that's so lifelike. How did he manage to render?
I think, like, if I were to see that with no context, I know for a fact that is John Milan. There's no question. Maybe it's someone else, like, no, that's John.
Yeah.
Partially because of the doodles, but also just because of the facial expression, the beanie that he always wears.
Yep.
His eyebrows, how they go down, he looks like he has angry eyebrows, but he's, like, slightly smirking. That's, like, his facial expression.
Yeah.
All time. Like that's so John.
Yep. I think proportionally, like if we're going into proportions though, his nose is a little bit like too, like in the picture, it's
too straight.
Yeah, it's too straight. Like it should curve a little bit more right here, I think. And like the ridge comes out a little bit. Like it's very sausage-like. And then his eyes seem a little bit big. I don't know, something, I mean, I guess there's not a lot of whites in his eyes, but this one seems really black. I guess that one does too. So I don't know. It's you know what? I think it's the eyelids. The eyelids in the picture.
Yeah. Man, he even got the stubble in there. Wow.
Yeah, it's very expressive. I think the whole thing it's super expressive. Like all the detail in there. I mean, that's totally John.
Yeah, he did a great job with like the shading, the values, and getting in cool scribbled texture and like making it known that it's a drawing. And, you know, like he really used his materials well.
Oh yeah, very, very successful.
Everything that I heard was very accurate, very good information that I wished I would have used for myself in those times that we had. So I feel that everyone else heard good information too. Some were a little jumpy hearing it, hesitant to receive the information, but I definitely will use that in the future for works. Good critiques. Helpful, useful information.
All right, let's talk about dahlias now.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay, honestly, I think dahlias is probably my favorite because
likeness, I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably. Her head is just slightly big in the picture. I mean, in the painting, but I think it's not really noticeable. Like, it's not super noticeable.
Yeah.
And the reason is, I think, because she only got part of like her upper body in it, and like it's like she zoomed in on the upper body, but then or like. Yeah, zoomed in.
Zoomed in on the head.
Yes.
Like, oh wait, have to have the body in there.
Yep. Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah, but I think her and John definitely have the most like exact likeness according to their source, and also just like according to them. Like I can look at that and know, yeah, that's Dahlia.
Yeah, for sure. And it feels really loose. You know, like it feels also really expressive. I think
she did a really good job on the lips too.
Yeah, definitely the lips, and the eyes. I think the eyes pretty exact. The only thing is like something in the shape of the chin. You know, like this area, the jaw with the chin. I don't know. It's something about.
Her jaw is like slightly.
Yeah, her cheekbone. I meant her cheek and her chin, jaw.
Her cheek. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I meant her like
the line on her.
That jaw. Sorry, you were saying the line.
Like the line, it feels very like straight, and it almost kind of curves up when it should kind of curve down. Not that her chin is, or not that her jaw's round, but it's a little bit softer than how she drew it. She drew it very like straight, no curve in that line when there's a slight curve.
Yeah, the angle right here, totally. Like it should be probably more like that. But maybe even like brought up like that. No, actually, that's probably maybe good. I don't know. Yeah, I love it. I like how she did her hair and like the squiggly and then added like the blonde underneath it. It's almost like, yeah, it's interesting because her hair is, actually darker, and she did that with like the lines. And I feel like the lines, this is like very characteristic of her style, all these lines and stuff. But then underneath it is the blonde.
A lot of things were going on in my mind when my art was being critiqued, but it wasn't exactly all bad and negative. Like I like to have some criticism. I'm not like gonna be too sensitive to hear anything. I totally agreed with everything Miranda and Jake said. I think like it's an interesting thing to gather from them, but I chose an angle that I felt most confident and beautiful with. And I chose it from a position of strength for myself. And I thought I'm gonna put the most, like whatever features are highlighted that are like the most me. Okay, like my eyes, lips, and hair. And then like my jaw. And I think overall, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I think like mine does look a lot like me.
So Jake, Dahlia's is your favorite. What about you, Miranda?
Here, I'll go through them slowly again.
I'm gonna have to go with Freezy. His feels like the most finished. He really like kept his edges clean. Nothing feels like it's unfinished. Everything feels pretty layered, and I liked how he faded it out on the edges of the doodles.
Yeah.
And I really like Daphne's doodles as well, but there's something about hers that feels a little bit unfinished. So just on that, I'd say Freezy's my favorite. It's also like the most. It has the most likeness to him.
Yeah.
I like the colors.
I think in terms of like quality, I agree. I think that John's is probably the most finished, but his, it just feels more serious. Like, I think the feeling of Dahlia's is more like
your true self.
Yeah. I think Kate's looks really good too, and Daphne's and Dino's. They all look really good. I wish Dino would have done something with the background though.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
That's like, I think a big missing spot. But yeah.
Okay, bye Miranda, thank you. Thanks for your input, we appreciate it.
Bye, Jake.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Okay, well, that was very interesting to hear all their critiques, very thorough. So I'm having a very hard time figuring out which one, like, I feel like captures that person the best. Like, I'm just having a hard time. They're all like, I feel like they put equal excellence into it, and Dino's just looks the most unfinished, but I also really love that soft look that he has going. Like, it seems like he did it on purpose, but just for 3 hours, like everyone else filled up their paper and he didn't. So, but I don't know. That's just a personal preference, I guess.
To me, Dino's also, what I like about it the most is out of all of them, it seems like how do I describe it? Like, there's no fig leaves or there's no coverings. Like, it's the most raw
really
and
draws you in.
authentic. He's looking right at us. It's really, he's not looking through us. He's looking right at us. There's nothing blocking his face. Everything's open. And there's a hint of stuff in the background. And it's very like future oriented. There's nothing behind him.
Yeah, I enjoy looking at his the most.
Yeah, there's nothing like hiding him.
Yeah.
Whereas like Daphne has hair in her face, a scarf on her head. Dahlia's not looking at us. You know, she's looking down. She's got hair in her face. Kate's covered up a lot. John's covered up with a hat. Like, they all have this like covering of sorts. So that's what I like about Dino's, is it seems the most raw and open.
But with likeness, I feel like Daphne really captured herself. I know, like, maybe there's some things that aren't totally right, and that's on all of them. So, like, Dino's, I mean, like, I feel like if you look at it and you know it's them, then they did a great job doing a self-portrait, you know?
Yeah, I think they all, I think, look like them, every single one of them. You know, looking at them who they are. But I feel like John's, Dino's, and Daphne's look more, I don't know, like, to me, Kate's looks somewhat like generic beauty, not just like Kate.
Like, she modified
uniquely herself.
her nose a lot. Like, her nose looks very different.
It looks like Kate and a supermodel had a kid together. It doesn't look like real Kate. Not that Kate isn't pretty, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And also, Kate looks like she has kind of buck teeth. Like, the teeth kind of bother me in her drawing. Like, I feel like the teeth are like coming out like a bunny rabbit. It's not really Kate's mouth.
I think for me it was really interesting when Ellie said that I drew myself like this rabbit teeth, and it's so funny because when I was little, it was one of my insecurities, and I remember I looked at the mirror and I was thinking, oh my gosh, my teeth looks like rabbits, and it's so funny that somehow I did it, and I don't know how it can connect, but somehow it's, yeah, I think it's just interesting.
Okay, so out of all of them, what's your favorite one? What do you think is?
I don't know, I keep going back and forth. Basically, I like John's a lot because of the drawings that are around his face.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time.
I think that he missed the foreshortening in the face because he didn't want his cheeks to look too big, and he made his eyes too big. So like his head's tipped back, and he didn't capture that with the angle, and I think he missed that. But it's really well done, and so I like his for that. I think Dahlia definitely captured her look and what she looks like.
Totally looks just like Dahlia.
Yeah. I think I just don't love
her pose,
her picture she took of herself. I think that I would like to have seen her more of her face.
I think she was
light
trying
quality
to do it something easier. Like she thought profile would be easier, but like it's subconscious. Like subconsciously, she didn't like open herself up to the camera. Like it's like a hidden. Like she looked down, and like Daphne's profile, her eyes are open. She's like focused. The energy isn't like she's trying to hide. So. Yeah.
I think Dino's, the eyes don't look as rendered as they could be. Like, I almost feel like Dino would have done better if he just stuck with charcoal and just did a pure charcoal drawing.
Maybe we don't even have to say our favorites because let's just see what the audience thinks. Let's see what Art Club thinks.
Yeah, I really kind of don't have a favorite or an unfavorite. Plus, it keeps switching because, like, it was John's, then it was Daphne's, then it was Dahlia's, then I don't know, like I guess
out of all of them, the one that draws me to it is Dino's. So I'm just gonna stick with that.
Daphne's, I want to say that I think what makes it I think her nose is too big in her drawing. Like her nose is not that big. It doesn't stick out from the lips as much, and the mouth is not as big either. Like, so there's something in the proportion, but it still looks like her somehow.
It does, yeah.
And I think she captured, like, she always looks like that, you know, like the scarf and the, you know. So it's like, oh, that's Daphne at a glance, you know. Same with John, like, because he's always wearing that hat.
I just think next month we have to make it way harder, way harder. I don't know, we have to think of like, they're gonna have to like stand on their head and paint with, you know, like, I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something really impossible for them to do because it's, you know, they're way too good.
Well, I did hear that they are trying to make the challenges more difficult. So that is going to be interesting to see what they come up with and what you guys come up with. Hopefully you're not too hard on us.
I think it will definitely get more intense, but it's like maybe people will just keep their cool and just like focus more and maybe take the challenges more seriously instead of like focusing on each other and like what other people are doing.
Yeah, I think within the next episodes it will be more competitive because if you get eliminated like in the beginning, like you have nothing to lose and it's like, okay, it was a nice experience. But if you're getting further and you know, okay, I already put a lot of effort into the show and it's been already a few months and you get more serious and competitive. It's what I'm feeling.
I do think that people will probably get more competitive with the time going forward, just like to, yeah, because we're gonna be closer to getting the 10,000, and I think that it could get more competitive, but it just depends who it is. I think it's gonna be really tough for you guys to choose a favorite because they're all pretty great, and they all definitely look like the artist.
Freezy guts to see the music when he plays. Big picture for your mind, for your eyes to see. Poo, 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 poo.
Hey everyone, so season 1 originally aired on a different platform in 2020, so all voting is done by now. But to celebrate the public re-release, we're doing a public vote. This vote's just for fun, it won't impact the show, but it's super interesting to see our results now compared to when the show originally aired. And on that note, let's look at the results from last episode. In first place, with a staggering 61.5% of the vote, goes to, once again, John. He really decimated the competition. There's almost no point in even going over the rest of the results because he killed it, as he deserves. His mushroom was great. In second place was Dahlia with 18.8% of the vote. In third place was Daphne with 7.7% of the vote. And in fourth place was Constantina with 4.1% of the vote. And in fifth place with 4.3% of the vote was Kate, which means once again Jake came in last with 2.6% of the vote. So the results were pretty much the same this time around as the first time, which is interesting, first time that's happened so far. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on these results down in the comments below, and be sure to vote for your favorite piece from this episode, and we'll see the results of that next week.